So let's talk about emergent AI. So the first question is, what is emergent AI? Okay, so this AI is one of the platform which is gonna use different kind of model like Claude model API, GPT-5, or different kind of AI models, and then try to use these AI model using API, interact with this AI model and try to answer your question. But the question is, so what's different between this AI and other AIs? So why I shouldn't go directly use Claude or GPT-5, right? So if you're not a developer and you're trying to develop a website and you don't have enough money to hire a developer and you have a little bit of knowledge about technology, but at the same time you're looking for AI which can develop a web application for you by itself and try to deploy it and then test it for you, all for you like a developer, but it's kind of like a AI agent. You can use this tool. I mean, this tool has some weaknesses, so I'm gonna talk about it, but it's still, if you have an idea in your mind and you're trying to bring it to the real world and you don't have enough money to invest on that because it's pretty cheap, this is pretty cheap, you can use this, and then you're gonna find that what it's gonna looks like, and that's it. So that's what is emergent AI. Okay, the second question about that is uh, how you can use it, so basically you have to sign up in this AI emergent.sh and then try to use your email. So actually I already get the subscription. The subscription was $20, but like there was a coupon which for a first time buyer is gonna be 50% off. So for me it was like $10. Okay, and as you can see, this is like the environment of this AI. Okay, now let's bring you some example that how it's gonna looks like and how you can use it. So as I told you here, this AI use different kind of APIs, and you can use this AI, and then this AI gonna interact with other AI models like Claude API is gonna use Claude, or it's gonna use GPT-5. So it depends on your mindset. Based on your project, and you can choose one of these. So, but this one is a pro version. You have to pay for that because the context is gonna be 1 million context. However, the default one is gonna be 200K context, which I'm gonna explain what does it even mean. Okay, so I'm gonna show you example how you can use this in a real life if you're not a developer, or even if you're a developer but trying to bring your idea into the world without spending any money, like investing too much money on your idea to hire a developer, or investing too much time by yourself to do it by yourself. Even though there are too many AIs out there which you can get help from, you can use Codex from OpenAI. You can use Claude Code from Claude company. There or Cursor IDE, but like this one is kind of what I can say. It's kind of easier for people who don't have enough knowledge, and they're just trying to find out that how their idea can looks like. So imagine that I'm gonna use this surprise me option here. Create an idea logger app in Notion style that lets user add, edit, categorize, and archive ideas. Support search and tagging and clean lists. Okay, so or I can get another surprise me. Create a Netflix clone that plays trail, or another one. Build a simple budget planner app. This can be actually useful. So you have some idea like this. You're trying to create a budget planner app. You're not a developer, or even if you're a developer, you're not trying to spend too much time. This app can help you. And then the difference between this AI and other AI is that the Claude AI and the GPT from OpenAI, These are, if you're gonna go to the OpenAI, like using GPT-5, these AIs, they're gonna give you the code, and then you have to do the rest by yourself. Okay, but there is no agent behind it. So this one has agent. What does it mean? That means it can do action. So it can execute codes, it can run codes, because when I say there is an agent behind it, there is a server behind it, and that agent is gonna be the AI, and it's gonna run codes, it's gonna run commands, it's gonna create files, it's gonna edit files, and all that. So it's like a developer which you hire. It's gonna do for you. But like the other AIs, which most of them they're gonna give you the code, and then you have to do the rest. So we're gonna see how it's gonna looks like if I'm gonna click on next, and that's the environment how it's gonna looks like. The right side is gonna be the app preview. The left side is gonna be the process. The agent is running. Okay, so after the agent or the AI is gonna create all the files for your idea for a web app, and then first of all, as you can see, it asks you a question: do you want a data storage, chart visualization, categorize, additional feature? Please let me know your preference so I can build the perfect budget planner for you. So I can say I want all, okay, or something like that. Okay, so as I was telling you, if you're gonna use, imagine like OpenAI like ChatGPT 5, and you're gonna ask question, build me, for example, let me bring this here, build me, for example, budget planner web app. Okay, you're gonna ask the same thing from GPT 5, and then here you ask the same thing from Emergent AI, which use the Claude API at this point. The difference is it's gonna give you the codes, and then you have to go to your IDE, try to run it, try to debug it. If you don't know how to debug it, then you can get help from it and all that. But this one is is a user friendly. So basically, they create this AI for people who do not have enough knowledge like a developer, or who are trying to really develop web app or any kind of application like iOS application or Android. I mean, I didn't try those two, but like for web app, so they developed this AI to basically help them to bring their idea into real world without having enough knowledge, because it's gonna do action, it's gonna execute codes, it's gonna create files, it's gonna edit files, it's gonna even debug for you, it's gonna even test for you, it's gonna even create a database for you, it's gonna even deploy for you, and it's gonna even at the end it's gonna give you the codes. And if you're a developer, you can modify it, you can play with it, right? But if you're not, and you're trying to uh, bring your app, uh, bring your idea into the real app, this one can be a good idea. Like, you can use it, and then at the end of the day, for complex application, definitely you will need a developer. Or if you're a developer, you can get help from this, because it's gonna make your job a lot more easier. You can earn too much money. If you have a clients, you can do develop different kind of application a lot more faster. But as I said, there are some weakness and capabilities this AI has. So I'm gonna talk about that. I can say weaknesses or something like that, right? Okay. So the first thing which came to my mind was uh, technologies. Technologies which this AI can use for backend. Because I'm a software developer, so I'm gonna show you what does it even mean. Okay, and here we're gonna see the result, and as you can see, uh, we have in the left side, we have our agent Emergent AI, which create 5 different files. You can see the files. We have the uh, here we have HTML5, we have JavaScript file, we have JavaScript file. We're gonna have different files. It created 5 different files. As I told you, this AI can execute commands. So because there is an agent behind the server, and that agent executing commands, while the other AIs like GPT-5 or Claude by themselves, if you're gonna go to this website, they're gonna give you the code. You have to do all by yourself. So it's not gonna do action, but while this one is gonna do action. Even it's gonna debug for you. Even if you're gonna face a bug here, it's gonna fix it for you and then give you the result. And in the right side, you can see the app preview, and then as you can see, edited, viewed, applied. You can see what does it even do. Where is the error? Where is the change? Where is that? Too many stuff you can see here. And then this is the app preview. So I'm waiting for this process to get finished, and then I can show you. Even as you can see, it did cat to the environment of this front end app. So try to, when he, as you can see, he did cat, so it entering command cat to kind of read the environment file from the front end app path, and then try to use python -m plugins.tools.agent to take a picture from all of that, from a screenshot. So why this tool trying to take a picture? Because it's trying to kind of act like a customer for testing how the app looks like, how it should be. So then he can improve it by itself. So this is really cool because it's kind of like a developer. You have a developer which kind of listen to you. You're gonna give him order. It's gonna do everything for you for a cheap price, like $10. You're gonna have the app with your idea. Then you can deploy it and earn money using that. While if you're gonna spend money to a developers, you have to spend tons of money to them. Actually, this AI is not gonna do the work of developers because they know which technology are the best and they fit your service, which technology are the best in your situation. And then for a complex project, this AI is not gonna work for you because I'm gonna talk about the weakness, which I say technologies which this AI can use. That's a weakness. That's the capabilities which this AI has. While developer can use any technology, and then so I'm not trying to say you can replace the developers with this AI. I'm trying to say if you're trying to save money, if you're trying to see what your idea can looks like, you can use this tool. So it's gonna give you some idea, or even if you're trying to use this tool for ready-made application, you can use it too. But I'm not gonna recommend you that because you never know, too many bugs, too many vulnerabilities you can face in the future, and there are some capabilities this AI has. Some in some cases you need more features. You need to remove some features and all that. You're gonna face some problems definitely. And here, as you can see, the front end is working beautifully with all features. Now let me ask the user if they want to proceed with the backend development. So this one is a pure front end. So HTML says JavaScript. There is no backend. So you cannot add transaction. You cannot. Maybe it's gonna use JavaScript for that, as you can see. But probably it's not gonna have any database. So this one is just the front end. What about the backend? And actually, the cool fact is, this AI can develop the backend for you too. It's kind of like a full stack developer. Okay, so it's asking you, do you want the backend? Then you can say yes. That is the weakness. Now we're gonna talk about the weakness. What is the weakness? The weakness is simple. The technology this AI can use for a backend, it's only fast API, Python. And I'm gonna ask something from this AI. Now take a look. Can you please use Django framework for backend? I'm gonna ask, can you use please Django, because I'm a software developer. I'm trying to use this technology because I feel it's gonna suit my situation. It's gonna be the best, right? But now let's wait for the answer. Okay, I'm gonna wait for the answer. The user is asking if they can use Django framework, and then execution in progress, support agent. So there are too many agents. They're kind of, it's like AI talking with AI. It's kind of cool. I like this. Even let me show you. Open new tab here. That's how it's gonna look like. It's pretty cool actually. You can export it, as you can see, the CSV file, add transaction, right? Total income. These are some random information. However, this is kind of cool because it's really beautiful. Like, at least the front end. Okay, let's move back to the back end. I understand your interest in using Django. Currently, the platform supports Fast API plus React plus MongoDB as a backend stack. While Django is not available in this environment, Fast API offers robust capabilities that meet your needs effectively. So basically, this AI say, I cannot use Django. I cannot use this technology for you. I can use only this technology if you want. I mean, definitely you can use Fast API to develop the backend of this project. I'm not saying you cannot, but at the same time, I'm trying to show you that what weakness and what capability this AI has. So if you're a software developer, imagine you're a senior developer, and in this case, because of some situation which you have in your mind or some ideas which you have in your mind, the best technology for you is gonna be Django framework for the backend. If you're using this AI, he cannot do it for you. You have to do it by yourself. So that's the interesting part. That's why I'm telling you, for complex stuff, for more, I can say, features, for more complex stuff, you need a developer, or you need to at least be a developer. So even if you don't want to use Fast API, or you can get help from this AI and then try to modify it by yourself at the end of the day. But I mean, this was one of the coolest AI which I've ever seen. Actually, that's why I was trying to talk about it. So now we can talk. Okay, you know what? You know what? Use Fast API or anything you need for the backend. Just give me ready to deploy application. Okay. And here, if I'm gonna close this tab here, okay, we can see the code, we can see the preview, and we can deploy. So if I'm gonna click on the code, there is gonna give you the link and the password. I'm gonna copy the password. I'm gonna open in the browser. Here, starting the IDE, and then it's gonna ask me the password. I'm gonna enter the password, and then I can see the code. If you're a software developer, you're trying to modify the code, you're trying to see the code, or you're trying to do whatever you wanna do, you can simply see the codes like that. As you can see, server.py, requirement, front end, data, right? Even the requirement files. And then for the front end, you're gonna have all of these JSON files. The public, you're gonna have your index HTML. The plugins, you're gonna have probably your JavaScript files. As you can see all that. You can modify all that. So whatever you wanna do, you can do it. And then here, you can preview it as I show you here. Boom, you can preview it, and if you want to deploy it, actually you can click on deploy and then try deploy it. So ready to go live, hit a start deployment to launch your app. Each new deployment costs 50 credit a month. Deploy your application to an emergent hosted production ready environment. This will make it publicly accessible with a managed infrastructure that never sleeps. So actually there is another problem, I mean not a problem, but I want you to keep in your mind. So deployment, okay, deployment deployment deployment. Imagine you're trying to deploy to any other hosting service or hosting company. You can do it you can do it, okay, while if you don't know anything about developing, you don't even know what is deployment and all that, you don't want to go look for a hosting companies, try to buy a host, try to buy server, try to buy URL, like you trying to find the company and try to buy the hosting service, and then try to upload your codes to that and all that. This AI is gonna provide feature called deployment. So you can click on deployment, you can pay 50 credit on top here. You have to buy credit, pay 50 credit, and then it's gonna deploy your application using the hosting of production ready hosting of itself, because this AI doesn't, it's not only AI, it has a hosting service too. So, and it's gonna do all for you automatically. So basically it's like uh, it's it's a perfect option for people who have idea in their minds and they're trying to see the results. In some cases they really want to use the results in a real world. They want to create that application in a real world, and they do not have enough money to invest on a developers, because first of all they don't need it, it's not too much complex, it's not complex enough. And then second, they try to do it by themselves and save money. They can use this AI. And then here, as you can see, I said build the backend for me, and then try to create the MD file, try to create 4 different files here, Python file, transaction, database, even database we have here. I mean, it's not the senior, it's not the way how it has to be, but if you're a person which doesn't have any knowledge about developing and you're trying to have application by yourself with a easy amount of money, you can use this AI. It's gonna do everything for you. It completely like a real developer, like an agent, real developer. And then as you can see, edit this file, try to change the directory to here, and then install this requirement, the module probably, and then you can see the result, and then try to install, try to freeze it, and then put all that inside the requirements text file, and try to get the sudo, and then sleep, too many stuff, right? So well, at the end of the day, you learn about this AI, what it can do actually. So you can develop any application you want. I mean, not too complex, because it doesn't have a ability to use any technology without no problem. You never know. But so far I asked about it, and then he said no, I cannot use Django, probably cannot use Flask neither. So he just said I can use Fast API, React, but still, it's good if you don't care about technology, you want to have a production ready web application, and you don't have enough money to invest on anyone, you can do that. Okay, what I'm gonna do right now, as you can see, I download the CSV file, right? And we can see it here. Okay, what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna try to stop recording, actually pause my recording here, and then after it's gonna get finished, I'm gonna show you the results. All right, after a couple of minutes, probably 5 to 10 minutes, uh, probably we're done. So I have implemented a comprehensive summary of your full stack budget planner. Features include income and expense tracking, custom categories, budget goals, charts, blah blah blah. The tech stack involves React 19, Fast API, MongoDB with a clean postal UI. The backend consists of RESTful API with an 8 endpoint, auto initials, default data. The frontend supports responsive design, real-time update, and then all CRUD, which is create, read. I feel this one is modify or something like that, and the last one is delete. These are the database operation, and this is the live URL, as you can see. Now we're gonna see the results, so let's see. All right, we have our budget planner here. So if I'm gonna add a transaction, imagine the balance, the total income is $5,000, the total expense is this, the balance is this. Okay, so what we can do right now, we have the transaction, we have budget goals, the categories. You can add category, you can put the expense, income, and then add transaction. I want to add transaction called, for example, first of all, I want to see if there is a track your income. I'm trying to see if I can change my income to any price I want. So amount, add transaction. So first of all, I'm gonna ask from Emergent, is there any way to change my income. Okay, because that's actually an important question, because I have to change my income, and then after that I can add, or I can make all of this zero, and then I can start adding transaction. But actually I'm gonna try this one for now. So I'm gonna put income. My income is gonna be like, imagine like 50 or $23. Okay, the category is gonna be like, these are the categories which I have, which I can add it. So imagine freelance, the date, and this is test, add transaction. Okay, add transaction, and then it add the total income here, 5,023. And then we have transaction here. Here we have from a freelance category, this is test description and the date, which is pretty cool, right? I can even try to change the categories, or I can try to add category name called my income comes from Uber, for example. And this is gonna be income, add category. Okay, now I'm gonna add transaction. I earn $700 every week, for example, in Uber, and then add the transaction of income of Uber, and then the date is gonna be November 5 today. I earned, or for today, for example, 100. I earned $100 tonight with Uber. Okay, add transaction here, and then we have the add $100, and then we can see the transaction Uber income with the actually with the description and the date. And then here it told me, yes, I will add the ability to edit and update transaction including income amount. Let me implement this feature for you, which is pretty important. Budget goal, you can put the budget goal, you can modify it. My budget for food and dining is gonna be $100 only, for example. Okay, and if it's gonna be that, my budget goal, my remaining is gonna be zero, because I paid more than $100 in food and dining. Actually, this is pretty good. And then the last thing, if I'm gonna refresh it, it's not gonna change the price, which it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to, which is cool, which is working as it's supposed to. And I can export the result here. I can open up the CSV file, and then here I can see the income, salary, expense, the price, and the description here. Okay, so this is one of the prettiest apps which I have ever developed without no coding knowledge, without no coding, like nothing, in less than half an hour, which is pretty good. And then I use the emergent to add the ability for add the ability to modify the income amount, transaction, and all that, edit and update, which is pretty important. So we're gonna wait for that ability, and then it said done. We're gonna preview, we're gonna go there, here. Now I want to see where is the option to modify. Okay, I'm gonna look for that, uh, add transaction. Where is that option which I already said do it for me? Okay, so let me ask him, let me see the pictures actually. Yeah, here, edit transaction, which here, transaction, edit transaction. So you can edit transaction, and then you can edit transaction. Okay, let me see, transaction, you can edit the transaction. So if my salary it's 5,000, I can edit this 5,000, which is monthly salary, to 1,200. Okay, salary, update transaction. Now it's gonna be this. So this is pretty good. I did not do nothing. I'm not even junior developer. I'm a student with knowledge of nothing about developing. I know this AI. I have $20 in my bank account, and I have an idea in my mind. So I bring it to the real world. So the last thing is about deployment. Imagine you want to deploy this application, and then at the end of the day, you're trying to earn money out of your idea. You can do that using Emergent, because Emergent AI, you can deploy it here, deploy with the emergent hosting ability, because probably they have a hosting service as well, but you have to pay 50 credit, which is gonna be probably $10, and then you can deploy it, and that's it. Boom! You didn't do nothing. You spend half an hour and you bring your idea into a real world. I hope you like this tutorial. I talk too much, but I try to bring my opinion. Like, I try to explain as much as I can about this AI tool, because this one was one of the best tool I have ever seen in my whole life. Actually, I mean, I'm a developer. For me, it's good because I can get help from that. I'm not the person to use this and that's it, because, as I said, it has some problem, weaknesses, capabilities, and I'm a developer. I get help from different kind of AIs, and I'm gonna combine all of it together with my mind, and then I'm gonna create something interesting. That's the difference between a developer and AI. So before all of this happened, before there was any AI, I was developing different application, different automation tools, different application, different web apps by myself without having any AI, using uh, Stack Overflow, asking question, reading documentation, and all that. But right now, it's good because I can get help. I can get help easier. I can do my work easier. But that doesn't mean that there is no need of having developer, because at the end of the day, developers are the people who develop this kind of AIs. Developers are the people who try to make this AI work better. So at the end of the day, we need developers. There is no way that you think, you bring it to your mind, okay, so we don't need any developer no more. So that's it. AI is gonna take over all the jobs. No, it's not gonna take over all the jobs. It's gonna replace the job. So the job before, the Java developer before was software developer, which is gonna do everything by itself, by themselves, right? But right now, they're not gonna remove that job. They're gonna replace the name. Software developer who know about AI and who can get help from AI to develop some applications. So at the end of the day, you have to be a software developer to be able to get help from these AIs. At the end of the day, you have to know skills, you have to know knowledge to know how to get help in a correct way from these AIs and from these technologies. So it's pretty important. You have to know unit test, you have to know Docker, you have to know GitHub, you have to know you have to know Redis, you have to know salary, you have to know too many technologies, right? At the end of the day, you have to have knowledge, and then you can get help from this AI to make your work easier and faster. I hope you like this video, and then I'm trying to come back to YouTube again. So I'm gonna try my best to upload videos daily. If you like my channel, I'm gonna talk about different technology which come daily, different news, the application which I developed, even the vulnerability which I found, and so I'm here to talk about technology, software, hardware, and uh, hacking, cybersecurity, penetration testing, and all that. Why all of that? I'm not senior in all of that, but I love all of that. So I would like to talk about all of that. If I know everything and I feel it's interesting, I'm gonna bring it to the world. I'm trying to talk about it because I love what I'm doing. And that's it. I hope you love this video. If you like my videos, try to subscribe me. Try to like this video. If you have any question, comment below and then I will answer. And that's it. Have a good night.